say that. I'm gonna do it again.
And the audience was like,
Are you acting right now? And I said, kind of.
You do whatever you want.
What's my lighting cue? What am I supposed to say right now?
Well, good evening and welcome to another session of Inside the Eclipse Studio. My name is Michael Fleming, and this is an ongoing series of interviews with talent in the Santa Clarita Valley, or at least performing in shows in the Santa Clarita Valley. And it's always a pleasure to talk to some of these wonderfully talented people. Today, we have Chris Loprete, and he is in the show 1984, which is opening March 17th at the Main Theater in Old Town New Hall. 1984, ladies and gentlemen, still relevant after all these years. And Chris is playing Winston.
I am.
So that should be a pretty intense experience, I would think, but I'd like to see the musical.
Yeah. You know, funny thing, I've been telling people I'm doing 1984, and they, like, at least 3 people said, is it a musical? It's like, no, what? No. I mean, I guess it used to. I've done musical. I've done plenty of musicals, probably more musicals than straight plays. Comedy is kind of my wheelhouse, but no, this one, I mean, I am somewhat trained in acting, so I can do dramatic stuff. Well, that remains to be seen, I suppose.
So you talk about the process, and I think that's perhaps people who have not done theater and or film. Film is more segmented. It's moments. That rehearsal is, people forget that that's what has to happen.
Absolutely. In fact, so I've been on film sets or TV sets where, you know, you get your sides, you're in your trailer, you get your sides, you look at them, you go out, you're like, okay, let's do it, let's run it. And it's like, can we get to know each other? You mind if I, you know,
Right.
kind of do a little of, I don't know, get to know the person, do a little rehearsing. And some directors do, but some, this was like, no, we gotta move.
Right,
You know,
especially
so.
television, I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know.
right. But yeah, so yeah, the process is really important, especially for a show like this. I mean, it's just very
Now,
intense.
do you use that rehearsal time to experiment? Because I'm sure when you do a first read-through, do you find that your original impression is altered as you go through the rehearsal period, and also because of the people you're playing off of?
Right. I'm very good, Mike. So a lot of times, like, my read-through is pretty much performance level.
You know?
And it's like, all right, I'll see y'all at Tech Week. You discover things. I mean, that's what's great about rehearsal, is you discover, you know, intentions and stuff like that. It's like, that's not, in fact, just here doing this, you know, my intentions on a couple of these lines are a little too defiant at times. So I have to pull back and I have to change my intention to a more positive kind of thing or a more fearful kind of thing. And you know what? It's not even, sometimes you discover it. I've discovered things on closing night. I mean, I've done it, you know, you do a couple things and you'll read a certain thing, and for comedy, you say it a certain way, and, you know, with a different intention, and you get a laugh. It's like, oh, great, well.
Think back to someone who's about to have your first experience in The Good Doctor. What would you say to that actor?
Never lose your love of it, because that's just kept me going. I mean, it's not my career. I want it to be my career, you know, and had some successes along the way, but then it gets to the point where it's like, okay, well, you know, I'm raising a family and all this stuff, so being able to do this is terrific. Find new things to love about it, you know? If it ever gets to a point where it's a chore, then I don't want to do it anymore. I still love being on the stage. In fact, after doing 2 shows in a row, I was thinking, I might take a little break. And then just a couple months later, I was like, I'm bored, I want to do it again. So, you know, I want to get up on that stage again. So I decided to take the most intense role I've ever played in 30 years. I think that's what I would say to someone, is just never lose your love for it. And if it's what you want to go for as your career, that's what's going to push you forward.
Chris, it's been a pleasure talking to you again.
Been great.
As usual.
Always love this.
Yeah,
It's great.
Chris Loprete, ladies and gentlemen, and the show is 1984, premiering or opening, on, I should say, on March 17th at the Main Theater in Old Town New Hall. I'm Mike Fleming. This concludes another episode of Inside the Eclipse Studio. Come out and see us at the Main.